We'll get there. But so for, yes. In fact, in today's Daily Guide, what Okoboy has just talked about, which has to do with the unfortunate altercation between Wahab and Sofa Azorka, has been captured in today's Daily Guide. And the MPP, interestingly, as Okoboy is duly representing, are calling for the arrest of the two of them. In fact, the story is by Ernest Kofi. He says the MP calls for Chief Azorka Alhaji Wahab's arrest. They said the opposition New Patriotic Party has called on the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Yohono, to immediately arrest and prosecute the National Democratic Congress First National Vice Chairman, Chief Sofo Azorka, and the party's Ebuakwa North Constituency Communications Officer Alhaji Abdul Wahab Amadou over alleged death threats and violent attacks. According to the MPP, both men, together with their accomplices captured in widely circulated videos, must face the law for their conduct, which is described as reckless and dangerous to the peace and security of the country. In a statement signed by his General Secretary Justin Kodja Frimpong, the party alleged that Chief Azorka and Alhaji Wahab issued death threats against the minority leader Alexander Apenyo Marking, national organizer Henry Nanabuachi, and in Sawam Edwejiri Member of Parliament Frank Anodompre. The statement further accused Chief Azorka and a group of his notorious hoodlums of physically assaulting the MPP's third National Vice Chairman Alhaji Osman Masawudu during the Akwetia by-election. The party insisted that such actions by national and constituency officers of the ruling NDC not only undermine the country's democratic gains, but also risk escalating insecurity at a time when the nation has slipped into the Global Peace Index rankings. The recklessness of the actions of Chief Sofo Azorka and Alhaji Abdul Wahab ought to be properly investigated and punished. The party indicated it would formally lodge complaints with the police against the individuals involved, urging swift action to demonstrate the state's commitment to law and order. So I made a mistake earlier when I said altercation between was actually between Masahudu. But in this statement, they're asking for the police to arrest Chief Sofo Azorka and one of their constituency, officers. What do you make of this?
You see, Moro, this country is a very interesting country. And that's why anytime I travel out, I want to come back quickly. It's interesting to be in this country. We had a very beautiful by-election.
Okay.
In fact, if you look at all the by-elections we've held before, this one turned out to be one of the most peaceful by-elections you can think of. Went on faultless, seamless, without any issues. Our opponent will always hold onto a straw. Yesterday, I heard them saying they were talking about they had some infractions, they are piling some infractions. And you know the infractions they were talking of?
Right.
They saw some posters being pasted on some walls and all that. They think that is an infraction. They saw a whole heavy deployment of police and all that. They didn't even talk about the organization of the election itself.
Okay.
They are talking of some funny issues. They're just holding on to a straw, just to try to taint the beauty of the victory that we've gotten. And I know that I'm not surprised. It's politics. They are doing politics. But you see, to go on that tangent, to even write a statement on that, is hypocritical to the highest order. Hypocritical. And I always tell them, they are not learning from them. I'm happy my good doctor here, Okoboy, I respect him a lot. When he's in his premise, he said something about resetting. The party need to reset. Seriously, they need serious reset. They need to do something. They do what is called introspect analysis about what really happened. It's like they hurriedly put a report together and said, this was the reason why we lost the election. No, that report does not give them true reflection of why they lost the election. It appears he's now saying it. Because he has given a proper analysis of what actually caused them. And I'm sure political watchers will take him serious on that aspect. Look, you have done a lot of things against the good people of Ghana. We're so mad about you. Within the shortest possible time, you think you can revive yourself and come and contest an election with the NDC and still win? They're not taking advice from some of their learned people like him. You don't do that. So you go about heightening tension, making all manner of noises, knowing very well that you are even going to anger the people more. I could tell people were even more angrier when they saw their leaders going about tearing our posters and all that. We didn't retaliate. If we had retaliated, it would have affected our vote fortunes there.
Right.
They would have think that we are also violent like them. But we didn't. We held back and allowed them. And the good people were saying, see, they haven't changed their behavior. Even in opposition, look at what they are doing.
Right.
They are leaders. Now, when you talk about Azorka is a very nice man. He's a gentleman par excellence. Unless you don't come closer to him. He's our national vice chairman. He's a very nice man. I've lived, look, when he was the regional chairman of Northern Region, I was then the director of elections and regional treasurer under him in the Northern Region. So we worked together for a very long time. He's not the person that they always describe him. He's a very cool guy, very gentle guy, but he's the no-nonsense type. And you know, the MPP vice chairman, I thought they were going to ask that he should also be arrested. But when we sit on set like this, we can say all manner of things. But when you are in the field, watch your back when you are speaking. The person that you are going to talk about, if the person is close by, sanitize your speech. Because you cannot control his anger level about what you are going to say about him. At the time, Buga, you know his name is Buga, their vice chairman. But you know that you call him chairman, vice chairman Buga. Okay. It's a popular name. I'm not giving it to him. People shouldn't think that I'm giving it. That is what they describe him. And I'm sure Dr. Okoboy knows that. They call him Alaji chairman Buga. And you know the meaning of that. Right. So he was doing that thing on live cameras. He was speaking and mentioning Azorka and saying in our language. I can't repeat it here. Some of the things he was saying. I understood the language and I know the meaning of some of the words he was using. Chairman Azorka, interesting, was around that place. So he was listening to him. So he came closer and was now telling him, whatever you were saying was unfair to me. Was unfair to me. And because he was pointing to him and saying it was unfair to me, you know, the cameras. People say he was attacking him and all that. But you see, clearly Azorka's intention was not to attack him or beat him up. No. But you see, they framed the whole thing. I heard them, some of them saying that he was slapped and all that. And I said, so MPP, when you attack some Nate George, honorable member of Ningo Pram at Ayawasu West Wogo, state-sponsored tax, attacked him and slapped him on live cameras. Azugu boys with Azugu marks all over their place. State-sponsored terrorists. That one there, nobody saw anything wrong with that. We've gone to sleep, and we are not saying anything about it. And this one, what happened on the Akotia was just a friendly fire. Shortly after that, the both of them went about their business. Nothing happened. It didn't disturb. It was not even a polling station. Just by the roadside. They went about their business. Both of them went about the monitoring until the election ended. Nobody raised a con. None of the supporters even took it upon themselves, tried to hack each other. Because we educated our people and we understood it. But look at the level of provocation they brought to the constituency. And I'm saying, look, the police acted professionally. And as of now, they are on their feet under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama watch. Because we all agree. Look, my vehicle was searched 3 times in the constituency before the election day. They know me. Everybody knows me. But we all agree. We are going to search your vehicles, all the leaders, because we don't want anybody to use that one to transport or transmit dangerous weapons to hoodlums. So any of the checkpoints we reach, they'll ask me to open our boot. And they'll come inside and check under my shoes, this and all this. And I will laugh at them. Because we all agree. And so if we allow the police to do their work, they'll do. And that's why we are allowing them to do their work. And that's why we had this beautiful process. Unfortunately, our opponents, they won't learn from this. That you use state-sponsored tax, bastardize the institutions, and that led them to their feet. Now we are bringing them up. And I think they should rather be supporting the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to bring them up, like what he's doing. Under their regime, they bastardized them. They couldn't even talk because they had brought in hoodlums who took over the state machinery in terms of security, intelligence, and those operatives. Okay. What was the Azugu Marks people doing? Right. Since we came, have you heard of them? Have you seen any of them? Most of them didn't know that they gave them visas to run away. Okay. They are not in the country. Okay. as we are looking for them to track them down, NPP knew as soon as they lost the election, within a
What's talk about where he's going to.
they all rather away. That's why you hardly see them. Otherwise, that Ayawaso West Wagon episode, the pictures are there. Have you seen any of them? In any of the signatures?
You can't find them.
Well, some of them even made some live videos in, was it a Germany or where is that?
Somewhere from abroad.
It's from abroad.
But we're not too sure where.
Yes, and they were talking and explaining that yes, now they are over there. After the Ablequanoff thing. Look at these people. These are Zuku people. Where are they? Where have they all gone to? Well, they're not state-sponsored guys. So imagine His Excellency John Dramani Mahama had also designed things like this for us to go to Akotia. What would have been the story? And so, Doc, your people need an introspect analysis of themselves. Unfortunately, they are not learning. It appears the Alisa group, I always call them the Alisa group because that's where they go and sit and design their plans. They have an established candidate and they want to protect it. So they are not mindful about the reorganization of the party. What is interested in them is let's make sure that the established candidate wins the primaries. And then we can now go to sleep. That's why the other candidates who are contesting, they are contesting because of 2032. Because they know
I am a member of our party now.
It's a fact. You can see it live there. They know they can't win the 2028. It's a gone conclusion. It's an intel we are all relying on. And it is very clear.
So let's I want us to move on and look at some other issues. So I guess that you made already.
Well, of course, I'm saying that for Azorka,
Yes.
this statement they've issued, it should be dismissed with the contempt it deserves. It doesn't go with that paper. Because Azorka did nothing wrong. He did not attack anybody. Look, Azorka spoke in a broken English. Azorka doesn't have the benefit that we both of us have. He didn't go to formal education. So when he's speaking his English, don't take him out of context. When he came to the party office and said, if we had met here, there would have been by-election and other things. Don't take him out of context. Azorka never mentioned that he was going to kill anybody somewhere. He didn't issue a threat to anybody in that constituency. He was only protecting our party office. Because people came there and were even posters in the party office. Imagine our boys had reacted. What would have been the story? Right. So please, Doc, we won't threaten your leadership. Our executive will not threaten your leadership. We won't issue any threat in killing anybody. We want us together to build the country as one.
Let's bring